Hello. So, I am about to eat some food. I want to start this vlog because I want to make vlogs about pre-nursing school. And the fact of the matter is that really, there's not a lot of interesting things as far as the day in the life. A lot of it is just like preparing to study, packing up your backpack to go somewhere to study, eating, things like that. So anyway, I have Chick-fil-A. And the reason I'm parked is because I'm on my way to study, but I wanted to get gas and I wanted to wash my car. And I personally do not like getting gas when they are actually filling up the gas in the ground. If you're like that, then let me know in the comment section. But yeah, so I'm gonna wait until they finish, and I like to go to that particular gas station. So yeah, and after that, car wash, and then we should be good to go. So yeah, I'm actually using Cinematic on my iPhone 15 Pro Max. Just got this phone, so I'm going to be using this phone to make content. I'm not going to be editing. I feel like editing really stops people from making content because honestly, it's like you do two jobs. You are the talent, you are the producer, you are the editor. And it's like in doing all of that, you will never get a video up. I mean, it'll be a month every time, right? So anyway, because these are focused on, being a pre-nursing student, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my pre-nursing journey. So I am over the age of 30, okay, without being specific. And I started my first semester in the fall of 2023. And so now I'm in my second semester. Bear with me because I have to look into the lens over here instead of looking at myself. So anyway, so I started my second semester here recently. I'm in my spring semester. I'm in Anatomy and Physiology 1. Is Anatomy and Physiology hard? Yes and no. The reason I say yes is because of the amount of content that you have to consume within a very short period of time. So the information or the content is interesting. I actually really enjoy learning about the human body. It's God's creation, and I am really into everything that God created. So learning about the inside of my body is very, very intriguing to me and awe-inspiring. So that part is not a problem. The issue comes in when you have to memorize, or not even memorize, and you have to actually understand the concept of several different systems, right? And then there are systems within systems. So like, for example, if you're learning about the epithelial system, then you also have the integumentary system, right? We have those together in our particular chapter. And there are multiple things to learn about the epithelial system, right? Multiple things. It's not just one thing. There are, different things. Now, the thing about it is that a lot of this stuff is actually related. Once you start to actually make sense of it up here, you start to tell yourself a story about the content. That's when it gets a little bit easier. You start to understand that everything is paired off just so, right? So even that being the case, I will definitely say that if you are someone that does not study, I would definitely suggest growing adopting a better attitude towards study, because you're gonna have to study a lot, and you have to study. If you do not study, then you're going to miss answers. That's plain and simple, So yeah, now that's why it is. Now, no, because the information is not complicated. The information is pure information. It's just pure reading. It's not complicated. It's nothing complex to it, as far as getting the words in your head. It's really just, to me, with anatomy and physiology, it's really matching. It's just that it's matching the structure to the function, right? So it's like imagining the word, but then seeing the word, like seeing your outer layer of skin and then matching that to what that is, right? Seeing your orbital area and then matching that with that. So when you think of the word, think of where it is on or in the human body, internally or externally. That's where you kind of, start to click and start to remember and memorize and different things like that. So yeah. Now, when I first started, I had this idea that because it was anatomy and physiology, there was hardly any math. I was going to fly right through this. And let me tell you something. No. Because like I just told you, the content amount is amazing, okay? I quickly learned that I I have a good chance of making an A in this class, but it's not because of my exam grades. My exam grades are, maybe 86. I've gotten 76, different things like that. So, but what I like about this class is that my particular professor gives us so many chances to have extra credit, and I do everything for extra credit. Okay, so for anyone on here who's telling you they got an A, Anatomy and Physiology 1, they can, depending on your professor, depending on where you go to school, it might make it easy for you, because honestly, even the most intelligent of individuals, when they come across chemistry is challenging. And within my class, we have chemistry too. So it's a mixture of chemistry and biology, because you have to have some level of chemistry to understand biology. So I had 2 chapters of chemistry. That being the case, that kind of threw me for a loop. That was also a lot to remember, right? Wasn't expecting that, right? So the first test, flying colors, pass, no problem. Second test, I'm like, oh, wow, wait a minute. I have to find a new way to study. So yeah, now people talk about GoodNotes and Notion and all this, and all that's great. It's all great. But one of the easiest things to do for me to have a study session that's productive and really quick for me to get the information from the computer onto paper, I actually just take my slides into Word doc, and I actually print them 2 sheets per page, take it over to the local library, the school, Office Depot, whatever, and print those front and back so I can have less sheets, right? Less paper. And that's how I get the information off of the online class into my hands. Now, before, what I was doing is I was actually downloading this stuff onto GoodNotes, making it all cute and pretty and putting colors on it. Let me tell you something. That was a waste of my time, because the time that I spent color decorating the slides and the pages they went on could have been time dedicated to me studying what was on the slide. So let me save you. Don't get caught up in making everything pretty and cute. Print that stuff in all color or in black and white onto paper and start listening to your lectures and taking notes, period. Because like I say, I know this stuff online looks cute, but that's not how all of us learn, so you have to find the best way that you can get the information in your head and make it stick, make those grooves in your brain for that information. You want to look at that question and go. So like recently, what I did for my midterm, which I actually am so happy that I passed with an 84, woo, because that puts me in line to continue to get an A in this class. Here's the thing. I simply realized that I have to take my test on the day that I take in the information. Let me explain. I cannot study on Monday and take a test on Friday. No, because it's not there anymore. Honestly, like the whole connections and stuff like that, sometimes it's easy for me to forget certain things, right? So what I do instead is I make sure to do my lectures on certain days, and then after doing that, I'll go ahead and do my homework, right? So I can get like a test review, and then I'll go right into the test. That's the best way for me to do it. Everything is fresh in my brain. Everything is there. I'm not forgetting. Everything is clicking. Everything is triggering. And that's how I make better grades. So on my midterm, I made an 84, like I told you. Like I said, that really boosted me up a little bit, because I was starting to make, 74 and 76. I saw myself starting to make lower than my typical, 86, 87.5 on the exams, because I was studying in a way that wasn't really efficient, and that in a way that wasn't really helping me get the most information in my head, because I was spending more time on what it looked like rather than it being in my head. So yeah, now I have not used anything besides what my professor gives me. I don't have a need. Honestly, he's a good professor. The program, the layout, everything is great. I don't have a need for any external learning resources at the moment. Now that may change. I'll let you know if it does. But right now, I don't. Like, so I know people online too are like, this app and that app and this app. And honestly, if you have a good teacher, you may not need any of that. I mean, to be quite honest. So just use your resources wisely and really see what you need externally. Do not go out and get these programs before you actually start your class, because you may find that you do not need them. Next thing I want to talk about, I don't know, I have to eat. So let me eat and then I'll come back. So I finished my food. It was really good. Now I'm about to actually do my next task for the day before studying. I'm going to go and print off my PowerPoint presentation. It is 63 slides long. So we are on bones right now, right? So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'll have all the technical terms later because actually I'm about to learn them. So yeah. So anyway, just a quick tip, when you do print, 3 things. Number 1, print front and back. That way you can save money and time printing. Number 2, print 2 slides to a page. Again, save money, save time. Number 3, the reason you do these 2 things is because it saves you space in your binder. Your binder will become very full very fast. So I do suggest doing these 3 things to save you some time, some money, and some space. So let me go ahead and do this and I'll take you with me. All right, let's go. Also, one more thing, the way that I actually print my PowerPoint, excuse me, is I actually save the PowerPoint that is 2 slides to a page arranged the way that I want it onto this flash drive. I then take this flash drive to the location I'm going to print at and then, use their printer. And that's how I access my files. So this is, handy dandy when it comes to, anything really when it comes to office work and admin, but especially in pre-nursing, this will save you. All right, so I finished. I got a 96. I missed one because I got the ASEAN and the compact bone confused. But anyway, that's it on that. I'm finished. So my task for the day for school was to print off my lecture slides, as you saw me do, and then also to do my lab and take my quiz, which I just finished. So guess what? On my calendar, I am done. It is time to go have some fun. Let's go and do some content creating. I am going to kind of look over what I want to make today and see what I want to make. I don't know. I think I want to do like this trend where it's like, I'll show you guys, maybe. Remember, this is low editing, minimum, very bare minimum editing. But I think I want to do the trend where it's like 3 videos like stacked on top of each other, like a stacked 3-part video. And I want to do it, with what I just recorded, but I don't know, we're gonna see. Reels are kind of tricky. Like, I'm trying to hit 1,000 views every time I make a reel. Well, I'm trying to hit 250 to 1,000 views every time I make a reel. So it really depends on what time you post. That really is a big deal. And also if you're doing that trending sound. So anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I will show me doing that, and then I will show you what I come up with. Guess what? I'm not done. I looked back at the computer and I was like, wait, I still have more stuff to learn. I have to actually do the second part, joint movement. So let me go make some notes. Let me go do that, and then I'll come back. So now I'm really done. There were actually 3 parts to the lab, which I finished all of them 5 days later. I'm just kidding, but it took me about 1.5 hours to finish the rest of it. So I have an A in the lab, so I'm really happy about that. We aced it, and now I'm going to just save my report there. I like to do that just for my records, and yeah, we're gonna do that. I usually, like, at the end of the semester, I put them in a separate folder. That way they don't take up all of my room on my computer. So yeah. All right, so we're good. We have finished that. Now, I do have one more thing on my task list for today before the sun goes down, but I am gonna try and see if I can go ahead and just post this reel right quick. We'll see if I get that done. So I need to actually use this phone I'm talking to you on. So let me go ahead and do that and then be right back. All right, guys, so I actually am recording something with this tree, and it is so beautiful, so gorgeous. So I got every clip I need, or I have every clip I need. I'm gonna go back inside and go ahead and edit.